Can't keep your needs to myself. Enemy recordings are always collecting dust on my shelf. Your consent is not above my need. Call me Rogan on the left field. Ooh, I'm a sucker for your hate now. I've been drinking it since 1988 now. Yeah, I might be caught, but I'm good and still. Ooh, I'm a sucker for your hate now. Let me crush you like it's 1998 now. Yeah, I've been exposed, but I'm good and still. There is no one else to heed. To stand up to Trump on Twitter, if you don't call in the sweepers, then whom does this leave? As you're Rogan on the left field. Ooh, I'm a sucker for your hate now. I've been cranking it since 1988 now. Spin the rumor mill, I'll be good and still. Ooh, I'm a sucker for your hate now. Let me crush your like it's 1998 now. My career is done, but I'm good and still. I'm on fire like the Middle East. I'm a sucker for your hate now. I won't beg to be forgiven. Goodbye to my hopes and dreams. I'm flipping off my enemies. Once again, I'm going down. I'm a sucker for your hate now. I have no excuse for all the abuse, but I choose to blame ADHD. I am coming, 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 but I'm not coming back. Ooh, I'm a sucker for your hate now. It is far too late as I'm disavowed by mates now. Yes, I might be caught, but I'm good and still. Ooh, I'm a sucker for your hate now. I've been beating them since 1988 now. Yes, I've been exposed, and I'm good and still. Ooh, I'm a sucker for your hate now. Let me crush you like it's 1998 now. My career is done, but I'm good and still. Don't you love to spill, but I'm good and still.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah, whoa. Wanna take you for a ride on the BJ plane. Cause you icy, you ain't nothing like no plain Jane. Promise me that we'll always be on the same thing. I won't ever change lines. Stay down, gotta maintain. Is you down for the ride? Whoa. We could be like Bonnie and Clyde. Whoa, whoa. I wanna take you for a ride, but I need you by my side. Copy PJ, let's go fly here. It's room for the two of us, no cowboys. We meant for each other just like our toys. Bad breath. I can't lie, you popping up inside my dream. I get butterflies, girl, you know what that means. Hey, hey, big jet plane, I can put you in a diamond ring. Introduce you to the finer things. We stuck together like how glue do. The type of shit I can't shake off. Big jet plane, I can put you in a diamond ring. Introduce you to the finer things. Show you more than what you used to. Strap on your seatbelt, take off. Let's hop inside the PJ. Ain't got it yet, so let me run out ratchet like a relay. She got a P, she from GA. We in the game like EA. So when she mad, I say, oh shit, here we go again like CJ. I'm a baller, I chase the green. Money hungry to catch in my cuisine. Tryna put you on the bitch, yeah, but I ain't rich yet. Can't on the one in the ring. I'm deep in water, submarine. Stay down, I'll put you in saline. So we gon' ball forever with all the cheddar. Just gotta stay on my team. Stay down to the coma. Watch me run up commas. Grind into the sun, I will shine just like the summer. Trash like you a runner, I hit it, you say. So for you, I run on rest like you say. Big jet plane, I'm the pilot. Cause ain't nobody seeing me, they fucked up they iris. Life is good, but I want you to know, for you I'll risk my life. On a big jet plane, on some fly shit inside. Big G5s, get in my way, it's gon' lead to your demise. When it smoke, they chill out like a beehive. So don't get on thin ice like a seat line. Pull up back to the subject, you know she mine. Yeah. Real deal pressure like a 3-5. Put in work, I might grind until I go insane. But that's fine as long she with me on BJ plane. Is you down for the ride? Whoa. We could be like Bonnie and Clyde. Whoa, whoa. I wanna take you for a ride, but I need you by my side. Copy PJ, let's go fly here. It's room for the two of us, no cowboys. We meant for each other just like our toys. Bad breath. I can't lie, you popping up inside my dream. I get butterflies, girl, you know what that means. Hey, hey, big jet type of shit I can't shake off. Big jet plane, I can put you in a diamond ring. Introduce you to the finer things. Show you more than what you used to. Strap on your seatbelt, take off.
It's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when the tide comes in, when the tide comes in. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when you call again, when you call again. It's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when the tide comes in, when the tide comes in. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when you call again, when you call again. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when the tide comes in, when the tide comes in. But it's always a surprise when, oh, it's always a surprise when you call again, when you call again. Oh, I'm not supposed to answer, I'm not supposed to know that the silence answer. Let it go. Oh, I'm not supposed to answer. I'm not supposed to know that the silence answer. I've got to let it go
She want a Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day, drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars in a Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day, drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars.
These girls on the gram, they got it all figured out. She want that LA lifestyle, that LA house. Don't like the small town nightlife, it's not enough. She need that 4 a.m., she need that LA drunk. She wanna party and get drunk off Bacardi. She's only getting started. Yeah, she got bigger dreams, finer things. She say
She want a Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day, drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars in a Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day, drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars. Never felt the West Coast cold. This way of thinking isn't one I know. Not used to hearing about these hills that have eyes. Taking 101 drives, 30 minutes, 2 miles, you know.
Yeah, I know. She want a Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day and drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars in the
Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day, drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars. Don't need a 4x4 for a 6-lane highway. 6-lane highway. Just need my girl with the keys and a car waiting on us in the driveway. Look, she want a Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day, drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars in a Cadillac coupe in the drive, a top bag ride. Small town girl, but she not that type. Shop all day, drink all night. Wake up in the city with the stars. Said I ain't gonna stop till she gets one. Said I ain't gonna stop till she gets one. Now I ain't gonna stop till she gets what she wants.
Hello there, everyone. Nerdy John here with another episode of Nerdy Live in the morning. I know we started an hour late than what we normally do. I was a little busy, guys. I'm sorry. I was a little busy. Had to take care of some things, you know. But guys, okay, so I'm not usually one of these fucking wishy-washy types that, like, you know, guys, trigger warning. But you know, this is like an actual like trigger warning. We're dealing with some heavy topics today. Probably not the heaviest we covered on the channel, but like obviously these are some pretty serious topics that I am going to be joking about. I'm going to make some heartless fucking jokes. I'm just warning you all. I'm making some fucking heartless jokes today. So this is like your last warning before I say some dumb shit. Alright? So that way, any of y'all in the comments like, oh my god, he's so insensitive. Yeah. That's right, bitches. I am insensitive. It's my brand. Good morning, Reese. Good morning, Zero Core. Good morning, Mr. Gamer. Good morning, Black Saw. How you guys doing today? But yeah, this is Jesus Christ. So I never talked about them because I didn't really feel the need to talk about them at first. So like I want to say what it was like a month or two ago. Destiny, well, not Destiny, but there was a hack, and images that Destiny had shared with this OnlyFans girl, they all got leaked. Now, what everyone saw at first was the Destiny dick-sucking videos, because apparently this motherfucker has a lot of hookups on Grindr, and he records a lot of those hookups on Grindr. And I thought that's where it ended, was just that. Come to find out, behind the scenes, in those leaks were videos that he recorded of girls. Some of the girls knew about the recordings. Some of them knew, but they asked him just to keep it between them. And apparently, some of those girls did not consent to being recorded. Obviously, we're dealing with some fucking messed up shit here. And if you want some serious coverage of it, I would highly recommend you check out Chud Logic or Nicholas DiOrio. Or even Tom, for that matter. Because obviously, for one, I'm late to the game. I'm sure you guys know the majority of the story by now. But, you know, I still want to add my 2 cents in on this. I still want to talk about it. Even if it's not necessarily breaking news anymore. That being said, I do want to address the President Sunday thing. Because with President Sunday, what he did was he made a video talking about the situation before the victim was willing to talk about it. Now, guys, obviously, we cover a lot of accusations here on the channel. But one thing is, okay, I always, like, obviously, I'm never in cahoots with the victims of any story I cover. But, like, if I were to know of someone's, like, mistreatment like that, right, and they didn't want me to cover it or talk about it publicly, it would be on me to not talk about it publicly. President Sunday knew the victim's story, knew that the victim didn't want any of it mentioned publicly. She wanted it settled behind the scenes. Her and a couple other girls are getting a lawsuit set up to sue Destiny. Now, obviously, I'm not a legal expert in any way. But yeah, I think they should sue him for all he's fucking worth. And it's particularly messed up for President Sunday to try and talk about the story behind the girl's back against her wishes, especially when he's trying to paint her as a malicious party as well. Because obviously, given the severity of the situation, the girl is not in the best mental state. And President Sunday has been saying that she's been faking that. Now, I don't think I need to tell you just how messed up that fucking is. Like seriously. How fucked up do you have? Because, like, we have to acknowledge the fact that not Destiny. Sunday is going after Destiny not because of any moral reasons. He's going after him based purely on the fact that he wants Destiny out of the leftist space and that he wants to be like the next figurehead of it. Because that's the fucking thing with these fucking political types. Okay, this is, and by the way, when I say this is the same for both right and left. Okay, they will never go after someone for like actual moral reasons. They go after them purely to satisfy their own career. It's awful. It's monstrous. And I don't think Sunday's been getting enough criticism, honestly, for his shitty video and his shitty behavior. I'm glad fucking Nick whipped his ass and fucking had him spurging out in like spicy chat of all things. I'm fucking glad that happened because yeah, I'm sorry, but like, and there are still people who will be at Destiny's side, even though they know he's wrong, purely for monetary reasons. And that's fucked up because you're like, you can preach about morals all the fuck you want, but their behavior throughout this entire thing shows me that they don't actually give a shit about anything. All the fucking politics that you spew, meaningless bullshit, because you're fucking defending a guy who just uses women, who, like, I fucking love his excuse too for this. Oh, I unconsensually recorded and shared nudes of other women because I wasn't on what the fuck kind of drug is he on? Byzantine? It starts with a fucking B, some Byzantine bullshit, whatever. You not being medicated does not give you an excuse for that shitty behavior. Absolutely fucking does not. Now, that being said, guys, enough with the fucking monologue. Yeah, I'm a liberal. I liberate my friends' nudes from the captivity of my phone. What's funnier about this is the fact that what's funnier is like like the girl he sent the nudes to, T. What's funnier is like the fact, like the girl he was sending these nudes to, he wasn't even talking to her for like a month. That's the funny thing. That's the fucking funny thing. Now, in order to get a quick speed up on this, I do have the internet versus video out because, you know, Connor's doing the Lord's work right here, you know, making sure we're all caught up to speed on all the happenings on the internet. Also, hello, Blue Jay. Good morning. Good morning. But yes, let's do this. Probably would help if I unmuted the video.
Over the weekend, a story broke out about a popular YouTuber by the name of Destiny, where he sent around videos of a girl Pixie without her consent to a third party in an attempt to...
And like, another thing too about Pixie was like, it's important to clarify. She was in Destiny's orbit. Now, the running joke with Destiny, because he's a polyamorous dude who likes to sleep around, is that he slept with every woman in his orbit. In fact, I think he's like been pretty open about how he slept with like half of like the Twitch community. But Pixie's thing, her claim to fame in the Destiny community was that she never slept with him. And so now that's been revealed that she did sleep with him, it does kind of tarnish her career. It's sad to see. It's really like legit, like this whole thing could have been super avoided if, like, how hard is it not to send nudes of someone who expressed that they don't want their nudes being shared? How hard is it not to do that? How hard is it not to be a fucking asshole? You know, like, and again, I'm not a lawyer, but you know, I hope the girls, they get everything that they can in court, because yeah, he needs to pay, whether metaphorically or literally. He needs to the dude needs to learn that this fucking is not okay.
Impress them. This was originally exposed in a video by Cope and Seethe, along with a video made by President Sunday. Both of these people received criticism for launching their videos without Pixie's direct involvement, but regardless of that, Pixie ended up dropping a statement very shortly after. This led to a response by another woman directly involved in the scandal, who was alleged to be assisting to help keep Pixie quiet.
Not so erudite, by the way. We had the Turkey Tom interview with her. I don't know. Like, obviously, like, in terms of, like, who, like, is the monster in this situation, obviously, it's Destiny. But not so erudite? She is actively employed by Destiny, apparently, because I guess originally she's from Canada, so, like, she's here on, like, a work visa. So her being in the country is actively... It's actively relies on the fact that Destiny has money to give her. So obviously she has a bias in order to make sure that the guy she works for does not, like, get sued. And, like, again, she claims to be a feminist, but she's defending a fucking creep like Destiny right now. It's insane.
So she wouldn't speak out, along with more women in Destiny's community coming forward with their stories. And finally, a response from Destiny himself. Welcome to the Internet versus Destiny, Part 1. It starts off with Pixie's statement where she says, "On November 29, the streamer Destiny non-consensually shared my nudes, making me a victim of revenge porn. I will be suing him in federal court. Here is my story." And then she attaches a link to a Substack post which says, "I will be suing Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II. On November 29th, I learned that the streamer Destiny had non-consensually shared content of me online. My dignity, peace of mind, and hopes for the future were stripped away in a mere matter of seconds following the betrayal of someone that I previously trusted. I am at least the third person that he has done this to. I hope to be the last. I will not be
Yeah. By the way, like this isn't. I think this is not something he did accidentally, because like I think Nick said it on his stream where it's like, yeah, you don't just start off by just like casually sending your friends nudes everywhere. This is like this is something he built up to. It's actual scumbag behavior. It is. What the wait? What? Fucking delete that. I'm trying to send out the link to the why is it not letting me share the... That is so weird. It's not letting me share the Discord. Anyway, I think the majority of people who are watching right now are already in the Discord to begin with, so I guess it doesn't really matter. But guys, if you want to call in and give your thoughts on this, I would love to hear it. Cause it's like, yeah, like this is just really, really shitty for Destiny to try and pull.
Commenting on the experience of the other women that he has hurt, as it is not my place or story to tell. I will, however, share my story in the hopes of preventing this from occurring again. I have known Destiny for around 5 to 6 years now, and often find myself in heavy disagreement with him. Despite this, I do my best to see the best sides of all people, trying my hardest to spread positivity and create understanding where I can. It's corny, but I want to meet people where they are and focus on which ways we can build bridges together towards a better future for everyone. Some people call this a fault of mine. They claim I am naive and should be more careful. Those people are right. When I was 19, over 5 years ago, I was extremely sexually inexperienced and sheltered. Being severely terrified of leading someone on, or SA, I thought that I could trust Destiny, who I had multiple long conversations with regarding consent and boundaries. So you can imagine my surprise when I discovered he distributed pornographic content of me without my consent. Yes, you read that right. Stephen Kenneth Bonnell II sent pornographic content of me to a random 19-year-old e-girl Discord kitten whom he had never met before, and then she published it to the whole world. Rest assured, despite never having met her, he at least spoke to her plenty of times on the phone. She then attaches a DM of Destiny where he says, "Ugh, there shouldn't be. No, I'm so sorry. There's literally zero excuse. I'd had phone combos."
Oh, wait, he actually typed out the ugh. I don't know if this was like a text-to-speech thing, but he's like, there shouldn't be no. I'm sorry, there's literally zero excuse. I had my phone convo stuff with this person that they were fairly close to me. By the way, when he says fairly close, they talked for like a month. This was an OnlyFans girl he talked to for a month. And he was sharing other women's sex videos, which, okay, don't get me wrong, guys. Okay, you know, I know the Nerdy John fan base. I know, obviously, it's overflowing with women. It's totally not just like two dudes on like 2 different alt accounts. Okay, for the women in the audience, okay, if you're talking to a guy and he sends you a sex video of him fucking another girl, does that do anything for you? Does that do anything for you whatsoever? Because, like, if a girl I was talking to sent me a video of another guy railing her, I'm be honest, that wouldn't do anything for me. That would not do anything for me. In fact, I think I would hit that block button pretty fast. K-Huck, thank you. The one woman in chat, thank you, K-Huck. What one am I today? Reese, you decide. Reese, you decide. I'm good on all that. Yeah. Blue Jay says no. For the sake of this argument, I'm going to assume Blue Jay is a woman. But yeah. Like,
and stuff with this person. They were fairly close to me. It's worthless to say at this point, but I'm super sorry. There's literally no excuse. I won't say or confirm anything about them. If there's any particular action or thing I can do, just let me know. She continues her statement by saying, of course, this is what he says happened. I think it is just as likely that he used her as a proxy to widely distribute this material, while claiming deniability. I do not understand why Destiny would knowingly and willingly put me in a position where I would receive non-stop abuse and harassment. If we believe him, he was trying to impress a barely legal teenager using my body and my privacy. The betrayal, coupled with hundreds of messages I've received filled with harassment and abuse, have left me feeling hopeless and devoid of almost all happiness.
Yeah, this is funny too, because like, I don't think Destiny's ever outright said that like he's like a male feminist, but like this guy actively debates like the red pill guys, right? Like he's actively debated Sneeko on women's rights. And you know what? Sneeko's done a lot of shitty things to women. He has. But I have never seen him fucking like distribute pictures and photos and videos of the women he slept with. Hey, my relationship with them's got to be strong enough for that shit. Dude, I've been hearing so many crazy things the last few days. Holy cow. Yeah, it's fucking insane. Him sleeping with the whole Twitch community, why does that sound like an STD Petri dish? Listen. Listen, they all caught something at VidCon. That's all I'm going to say. That's why, what if that's actually why they banned him, is that they just didn't want him spreading the STDs anymore?
The only thing that has kept me going is the hope that I can bring this man to justice and have him face legal consequences for his actions. For the past month, I have been speaking to lawyers about my situation and what to do. I have decided this is the best course of action. I will be suing him for violating U.S. Federal Code 15.
And you know what? She should sue him. Take him for all the fucking money he has. For that fucking bullshit he's pulled.
In USC 6851, civil action relating to disclosure of intimate images and for publication of private facts in Florida. I will be seeking emotional and punitive damages for his actions. I've been told that a court case like this could potentially cost over tens of thousands of dollars. I am terrified. I mean, this guy talks about potentially suing Hassan as if for fun, and Hassan actually has the resources to defend himself. I cannot imagine what he might try to do to me in this process. Sometimes I wonder if he does this as an intimidation tactic. I wonder if he is purposely trying to put fear into my heart when he casually talks about throwing money into a lawsuit with a multimillionaire who could fight back, as if it's an indirect flaunt/warning over his capability of outspending me in whatever legal case I throw at him. At the request of my friends, I have been encouraged to link my Give, Send, Go regarding this case here, in hopes that we can raise enough for me to legally succeed.
And by the way, guys, if you want to go support her lawsuit against Destiny, you are more than willing. I mean, you are more than able to do that. It's really sucks. The tea though. Yeah, this is some tea, as the kids say. Oof, was Destiny trying to start his own pandemic or something? Jesus Christ. Yeah. It's
And then she attaches a link to her Give, Send, Go. She continues by saying, whoever the next Joe Rogan of the left is, it cannot be someone that crosses S boundaries, violates consent, and puts women's well-being and safety at risk. It cannot be someone who puts women in positions where they will be abused and harassed. It concerns me that Destiny has been interviewing potential DNC chair candidates such as Marianne Williamson or Martin O'Malley, who have no idea of what he's done. As time passes and he tries to position himself to have interviews with increasingly powerful figures such as Zelensky, I can't help but be filled with fear that Destiny might continue to succeed despite facing no repercussions for his actions. If the Democratic Party wishes to succeed in the future, it cannot be a party that accepts the exploitation of women. It cannot be a party that allows men like Destiny to break into the mainstream. For allowing him access to such spaces would be a direct endorsement of his behavior. I have been told that the payout might not be worth the harassment and attention that I will receive. In an ideal world, I would do this privately, but have been told that there's no realistic way that the courts would grant me anonymity. This means my only option is public. I have been told by a variety of people
Also,
to
too,
not
she
go
was kind of
public.
forced
I
to
have
go
been
out
told by some
publicly
people that
because of
Steven really does feel
President
sorry,
Sunday.
but I am not inclined to believe them, especially taking into consideration his actions regarding me. Regardless, what Destiny did is unacceptable, and I believe he will do this again unless he faces justice. Let me be clear, Destiny has violated federal law in his transgressions against me. He has violated my consent and is directly responsible for the abuse I have received. I am terrified. And then she attaches a couple messages, the first being one that we read earlier. The second one is a message between her and Destiny with the title, Destiny downplaying the pain I felt and my concerns, where it starts off with her saying, "It's more complicated than that. I feel there's no justice for what's been done. I feel like people for the rest of my life are going to try to send it to my family and or workplace or wherever I go. I feel extremely violated with how so many people saw me non-consensually in a vulnerable position. I feel like people are always going to use this as proof that I slept my way into whatever achievements I garner. I feel like it's evidence that everything would be better with me gone." And Destiny replies, "I think the number of people who know or even keep up with it enough to go after you on this is probably almost zero. I think people hate others involved. Me, Lauren, Nick, Lol, way more, and it overshadows everything a lot more. As for any achievements or anything like that, the majority of the work and stuff you've done has been completely independent from me anyway. So the only people who would say anything like that are people who would have said shit like that anyway and aren't worth the time." Then she attaches,
And I think because like we have to keep in mind, Destiny, he's pretty much like a self-admitted like sociopath. I don't mean that in the way that like, oh yeah, Tommy C calls everyone a sociopath, right? I mean like this guy could give like two shits about like what people think of him, really, the majority of the time. So like obviously Pixie, who I believe is another content creator, but obviously she's not on the level of Destiny, nor does she get as much hate as Destiny. Obviously, it's a major concern for her that there's a massive thing that like anyone who like remotely hates her on the internet can take out against her now. Like, and the fact that like Destiny did not take a moment to like put himself in her position, I think it just shows where his priorities were. He's always focused about like how things affect him rather than like the actions he takes affecting the people around him.
which is a third image with the title, Destiny offering to pay some bills, I guess, to try to make me feel better. I'm sorry, is a water bill being paid going to make me feel okay about the lifelong trauma that I've received? And she attaches a DM where Destiny says, "This feels super lame, and I don't at all want to imply that somehow just giving you money helps anything go away or fixes anything for you, but if you have any..."
He's trying to hush her up with this right here. What he's doing is he's trying to give her money out of court, so that way if she ever like complains about him again, all he has to do is just like, well, you took my money, and he thinks that will be a good way of silencing her.
Any bills or owe money on anything or have any financial stuff I can help you out with, I can at the very least chip in and help with any of that. So it's at least one less thing you have to worry about or stress over while you're worrying and getting through this. Back to Twitter, she then responds to her original tweet with a link to her fundraising campaign and continues by saying, "Also, if you're a leftist who has talked about this situation without so much contacting me, you owe me an apology. On top of being a victim of revenge P, I now have to deal with people lying about my dating life and farther dehumanization of me. I know I shouldn't elaborate more, but I think one of the worst parts of what's happened is learning how so many people I genuinely thought were my friends are so easily and willing to betray me. I don't understand what I've done to make them..."
Oh yeah, because you're now a tool that they can use against Destiny. That's all people in this, like, that's all creators in the space that she operates in see her. They see her as a tool to use. Because they all want to further their careers. They all want to be like the next figurehead of the left space. And it's very sickening that they're just willing to use her like that. It's sad.
And want to treat me like this. Orbitron responds, did he do it on purpose? And Pixie says, yes, he 100% without my consent sent P-graphic content of me to another person. Marfin42 replies, that really doesn't sound like something Steven would do, but I'll wait to listen to any evidence. Sorry about automatically doubting you, but I need evidence. Eli replies, I'm really sorry, Pixie. Vanessa for Truth says, this is so effed up. I'm not religious, but sending you prayers because CGG is going to be relentless in coming after you, unfortunately. Stay strong, girl. You deserve to be vindicated. Nomad Frankie replies, censoring replies that question your intent and the events is not a great look. My hopes for the future were stripped away in a mere matter of seconds. Bit dramatic, but considering the political takes in your post, not surprising. Good luck with the fundraising grift though. And Pixie responds, listen, for the past month I have been absolutely harassed and berated. I have dealt with people telling me some of the most disgusting things you can possibly think of, and straight up lying about my life as a result of what's happened. I will not put up with DGG foot soldiers trying to spread farther misinformation and hate. I'm done. Josh Moon quotes the post by saying, based. Suing the perpetrator instead of threatening random websites. Rami Kami says, so the biggest liberal streamer we have is a S-Pest getting sued? No wonder we're so cooked. Max Carson quotes Pixie and says, what you're doing is a fearless act of absolute good.
By the way, don't fucking applaud this motherfucker. That's Mr. Girl, the guy who said he likes cuties, so... What's funny is that technically he was right about Destiny this whole time. It's just that it's the same way that like Dark Viper is right about like copyright. He just goes about it in like the worst way possible. Also, Mr. Girl, we're talking about the abuse of women, is not it should not be the defender of women, okay? He has his own shady history of women. So it's like, brother.
Brokey quotes Pixie with this picture of JonTron and says, he's still winning. Aiden tweets out, Destiny after accusing the judge of engaging in a straw man fallacy, and attaches this gif. Medicare tweets out, well, look on the bright side, Destiny. If all these women do get you arrested, at least the other prisoners can teach you how to give decent head in lockup. Then Destiny posts on his own subreddit with the title, Legal Arc Beginning in Mysterious Ways. Such wow. He starts off by saying, sometime in November, extremely sensitive and personal material of mine was leaked. This affected not only me, but many people in my life. I want to be clear. The leak happened without my knowledge, consent, or authorization. I never had an intention for any of these images to be published. I haven't spoken out publicly regarding this situation for a few reasons. 1. I am actively pursuing criminal and civil litigation on these matters against multiple parties. 2. Speaking publicly about these materials brings more attention to them, which harms all the victims involved. 3. I have been trying to move on from covering drama content, as it has had an increasingly
gets into drama. You know, guys, I don't think I should be covering drama content anymore. It's always the same fucking thing. These guys talk so much shit. Oh, so much shit. And then as soon as they get into drama, oh, I shouldn't be talking about drama anymore, guys. I should be more of a positive force in the community. Get fucked. Get fucked, motherfucker. Not my fault you're a sex pest.
Negative impact on those in my life. And 4, one person involved has expressed suicidal thoughts in relation to the matter, and I did not want to exacerbate the situation by talking about it publicly. Because there are now multiple parties involved in litigation, it is unlikely I'll be able to answer any questions until pending litigation has been resolved. That said, though I am limited in what I can say, it is important that people know about my recent communications with and regarding Pixie, someone who I was friends with and collaborated with with on many occasions. Since the leaks were first circulated, Pixie had stressed to me that keeping things out of the public eye was important to her. Destiny then attaches images of DMs between him and Pixie, where Pixie starts off by saying, "One last question. You and Keemstar are friends, right? Did you know that this was pinned to Drama Alert?" And then she sends an image showing a pinned post where Drama Alert is talking about the Destiny leaks. And Destiny says, "Absolutely not friends. I don't think he likes me at all." And Pixie responds, "Rip, I was hoping there would be a way to get the post removed through their own volition, but I guess not, since anything other than that will just put more spotlight." Destiny replies, "You're obviously free to say/do what you want, but I'm not going to talk about anything specifically, and I will never confirm/deny any of the people in any of the videos/images, or say any names or anything like that, of course." Then he attaches another image where Pixie says, "Let me know when you figure this stuff out with a lawyer." And Destiny replies, "Also, if you have any discrete requests or specific things you want/need from me, let me know. You got severely fucked over in this through absolutely no fault of your own, okay? And yeah, working."
And you see, like, again, I'm not a legal expert, but when he's admitting that he fucked her over, when he's admitting to stuff like that in DMs, you know, I feel like Destiny's lawyers are going to have a hard time defending him, right? I feel like his lawyers are going to have a hard time defending him. I think the best thing that Destiny can hope for in this situation is that somehow she wants to, like, settle things out of court, maybe? But, like, that's, like, I don't know, I feel like he's not gonna do himself any favors by doing this at all.
Working today to file stuff. Nina reached out to law firms and we're waiting for responses back for filing police reports to grab court orders and stuff. If you want, I can put you in direct contact with Ninau, or you can message her directly as well to check in on/verify this stuff. Just got off the phone with her an hour ago. Pixie says, "I don't want to have to testify or be named in anything. As far as people ask me, I'm saying it's a lookalike, and I have markable differences in my breasts to prove it." Destiny says, yeah, okay. I haven't confirmed/denied anything at all publicly, and I will never do so. And I'll double check with you before anything ever gets mentioned in a police report or court order or anything. I don't foresee this being a thing, but just in case. Pixie says, "Please don't tell anyone privately either if they ask if it's actually me or not." And Destiny says, 100%. No one has messaged me to confirm or deny anything like that, except when Aaron/Straighteraid messaged me. Then he attaches third image where Pixie responds, "Sounds good. Do you think you'll try to go criminally after the person or not? I assume you can subpoena Kiwi Farms for his account information and maybe even IP address and go from there if you desire. Farms. Or do you feel like that would be too much attention drawn to it?" Destiny replies, "I have absolutely no idea. Waiting for this law firm to call with me, I think. Also, like I said, I won't do anything in terms of filing civil stuff or making criminal complaints without checking with you first." Back to the statement, he continues saying, "I've always said I would do my best not to confirm or publicize anything, and I kept my word." On December 11th, I received a message from a mutual acquaintance named Lauren Hayden, known online as Lauren De Laguna, who has a legal background. Lauren has had a negative sentiment toward me after I rejected her romantic advances earlier in the year. I understand that she has organized the fundraiser to support Pixie's lawsuit against me and assume that she has been counseling Pixie on how to proceed. And attaches a message where Lauren says, "What you did was evil. I have never hated anyone so much." Destiny continues his thread by saying, "That same day, I received a message from Pixie where she suggested she would create a post about me that would go live after she committed S. This concerned me greatly. I genuinely believed that she was still in mental anguish following the leak weeks earlier. I responded in earnest, doing what I could to reassure her and letting her know that she had every right to pursue a legal course of action. At no stage did I try to convince her otherwise. This was a highly emotionally volatile time, and my main concern was her well-being." He then attaches an image of DMs between him and Pixie, where Pixie says, "Hi Steven, as my life on this earth comes to a close, I want to ask you to please be more careful with the people who place their trust in you in the future. Life is unfair, but you should do your best in preventing that, not contributing to it." And Destiny replies, "Hold up there, what's up?" And Pixie says, "I'm just tired of living anymore. It's a matter of time until my family discovers what happened, and I feel like there is no way to obtain justice. I don't want to bring a case against you, but I think you'll continue to send nudes of people even without their consent. Bringing a case against you would mean going public, which is the equivalent of a death sentence for me either way. So I feel like the best thing to—
I'm sorry, I do have to give Pixie a little bit of criticism here. it is weird that she's like actively like telling him in like somewhat cordial conversations that she's going to be suing him. I don't know, it's just a little weird. Just a little weird. I don't know if I would personally tell Destiny that I'm going to be suing him. You know, I would just kind of let the little lawyers serve papers. But obviously this was a very stressful, emotional time for her. So, you know, like I said, hope she wins.
To do is for me to end myself and schedule a post just detailing my feelings and what happened to try and ensure a situation like this doesn't happen again. I'm not going to end myself at this second. I'm trying to get some things in order before I end everything, but I don't see a future where I survive much longer. It's better to end things sooner than later and stop the pain than to let it continue. Destiny replies, I feel like it's hard for me to give you advice since I'm obviously implicated in everything, but I would still say some of the following things. 1. Things die out surprisingly fast. There might always be a couple random losers online, but people move on to the next thing. And outside of some losers on Kiwi farms and some irrelevant content people who will fade away in a year or two, inevitably stuff fades away. There are people who were big online a few years ago that people can barely even find traces of anymore. Stephen Molyneux is a great example. You still have every legal option available to you. You can always pursue
like once your nudes get posted online, they're there forever. So like if you're a private person and that kind of stuff gets shared, especially without your permission, yeah, that's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, man.
stuff, and there is always special civil and criminal protections that even shield your name from being released. You can always do free consultations with litigation firms to check with stuff like that. For obvious reasons, you should take things I'm saying with a grain of salt and pursue and check all of these things on your own. 3. You have accomplished and done a ton of things.
I don't trust anyone in this. They all are gooners with their orgies. I mean, look. Ultimately, the victim here is Pixie and the other girls that Destiny shared their stuff unconsensually with, you know?
Things in the past couple of years. When I met you a few years ago, you were yo-yoing like crazy between ultra S ideation thoughts and being up on a weird guy and feeling aimless after getting your college degrees. But you've done a ton of work this year with PV, moved to and survived in Miami all on your own, branched out into new content areas and made friends across new communities. It would be super shitty to not follow through for a couple more years at least, and see where you could continue to push things. The statement continues where Destiny says, a few hours later I messaged a mutual friend, Straighteraid, who I knew to be particularly close with Pixie. We tried to figure out the best way forward in terms of making things right, or as right as they could be for Pixie. In that conversation, we spoke about things I could do to alleviate the toll on Pixie's mental health. I took Straighteraid's suggestions and presented them to Pixie. I explicitly offered to help her financially, having had it communicated with me that she was also under financial pressure while dealing with this matter. Pixie responded by stating that whatever the price she would ask for would be too high and would only result in making her feel worse. This is an older screenshot from our conversation. It appears she has since deleted only that message as it's no longer in our current conversation history. He then attaches an image of the DMs that we read earlier in Pixie's statement, where it starts off with Destiny offering her money. Pixie responds saying that this will be dragged around with her wherever she goes, and Destiny responds by saying that the only trolls will go after her, and there's a message in between the second and third message where Pixie says, I feel like whatever I ask you to cover will be too high a price too, and then I'm going to feel even worse for it. Destiny continues his statement by saying, later in a conversation with Straighteraid, she told me that Pixie seemed to want me to cover her entire tuition for law school. Others told me that Pixie thought it would be appropriate for me to pay her anywhere from 500 grand to 1 million. At no point did Pixie make a specific or explicit request for financial compensation. He then attaches images of DMs between him and Straighteraid, where Destiny says, I want to send Pixie this thread and tell her that there are tons of people talking homophobically, and a few that mention Lauren but none mentioning her, but I don't know if this comes off as me minimizing her complaints or not. Straighteraid responds, if you could minimize it, that would be good actually. Then she wouldn't think about it as much, but I don't think you can debate someone out of this. Then she sends DMs between her and Pixie, where Straighteraid says, how are you feeling this morning? And Pixie says, I feel better. I feel somber, but not S right now. Straight Red says, that's good. Well, not good. I'm sorry you're still feeling somber, of course, but an improvement. Did you reply to Steven? And Pixie says, yeah. We just got into an argument back and forth on why I shouldn't end myself. I haven't replied to his last message or asked him to cover my tuition. I don't think he would do that if I asked him. And Destiny replies, lol, okay, I need to think on that. The entire tuition for law school is like $200,000. Straight Red says, I told her to make the request and y'all can negotiate from there. I don't know what law school she wants to go to. If it's like Harvard, then yeah, the whole thing being covered is probably not happening. If it's a state school in like Florida, that's another story. First, she needs to actually apply and get in. That will give you time to think about the amount as well. And Destiny says, okay, we'll keep in mind. Destiny continues his statement by saying, I think sometime on December 13th, Pixie unfriended me on Discord. It became clear that no amount that I agreed to would be satisfactory by nature of the fact that I agreed to it. Third parties communicated that the point of the financial compensation would be to punish me. That language was incredibly frustrating to hear secondhand. I had already shown a willingness to make things right as
Yeah, guys, all I did was unconsensually share her nudes. How come she wants to punish me? I mean, come on, guys. I just did a little oopsie, a little mistake. How come she wants to punish me? Be fucking for real, you goddamn moron. You violated her trust. Of course she's gonna fucking do this to you.
as best as I could. I had spent time talking to a mutual friend of ours with the intent to help address concerns with her mental health and S thoughts, the sincerity of which I genuinely believed. I was objectively harmed by this situation and was actively seeking to find a resolution that worked well for everyone. I'm not sure where Pixie got this idea that she needed to financially punish me. In this text message, Pixie reiterates that she doesn't want criminal penalties for me, just big financial ones. Destiny then attaches text messages where Pixie is messaging Kyla, also known as Not So Erudite, and Pixie says, "Yeah, the only problem is number 3, because even with removal of the video and getting the guy hacked charged, Steven has to face consequences proportional to his actions. I want this to be the most expensive mistake of his life, and I'm essentially asking him to self-punish himself in a way that I don't think he will like or agree to without the law involved. I don't have a dollar amount from the top of my head. It just has to be enough that for the rest of his life, when he thinks of the word nude, he associates it with the amount of money he lost. Obviously, I don't want to make him destitute, but it should be large enough that he does feel upset about it, and it is not easily recoverable." Then another message where she says, "Yeah, I'm not even sure about the specifics regarding money and or punishment. I believe in rehabilitation, but part of rehabilitation is penance, meaning the person understands what they did is wrong, takes corrective course of action, and actions to help pay penance to the victims and do right by them. I just want to know if Steven agrees with this and is willing to figure out what this means to both of us in a manner that makes sense to both of us. I don't want to cause unnecessary harm or suffering to Steven. I want to know that he will never do this again, and I think this would be the most effective method of doing so, or jail. But I do not want Steven to go through criminal court because 1, our justice system is horrible at getting people to change their behavior, and 2, I feel like it would be overkill on my part." Destiny then continues his thread by saying, "Some of my most personal messages have gone out to the world because of what happened, including multiple incredibly explicit videos of mine, many of which have been forwarded to my family members and colleagues. Information has come out which has
Okay, that sucks, dude, but like that still doesn't excuse the fact that, again, you unconsensually shared these images. And there's another girl claiming that you just straight up recorded her without her consent. So I'm saying, man, you gotta solve that shit.
irrevocably damaged my personal relationships. This saga has been a nightmare for all parties involved. Her accusation and her statement that I, quote, likely used a proxy to widely distribute this material while claiming deniability is extremely hurtful. I flat out cannot believe that anyone would think I intentionally leaked this material to the public. I increasingly felt uncomfortable by the language being used regarding financial punishments and wanting to teach me a lesson, along with constant references.
You felt uncomfortable. Boo-hoo. Yeah, it's bad that it's happened, but I don't feel bad for them. They shouldn't have group sex with a known G-Gen. I don't know, just my opinion. Still hope Destiny's career gets ruined. Look, I don't think it's the time to criticize like, look, if you were to ask me like prior to the leaks, like, yeah, but like I definitely would have made a joke along those same lines, but like given the severity of the situation, I think it's more important right now to focus on just how much of a piece of shit Destiny is, and how monstrous the people who still are willing to associate him with him are.
To the precariousness of someone's mental health. Text messages. He then attaches text messages that Pixie sent to a third party not so erudite, who is one of Destiny's co-hosts on his various podcasts, where Pixie says, "I think I'm going to decide my next course of action on what to do with myself and him based on how that conversation goes. Unless if you decide you don't want to talk to him, that's okay too. Basically, I have my plan/course of action paused and will choose something depending on if he agrees he has to make up/repent for the action and wants to work with me to find a way to do that, or if he doesn't feel that way. I don't want to talk to him myself because I feel like I tried explaining what I was feeling and he didn't really understand. I also have a little anxious voice in my brain telling me to prepare for the worst because he probably won't care or doesn't care enough to willingly try to make up for his mistakes. And that means I'll have to start thinking of more extreme/nuclear options to deal with, but I'm trying to avoid spiraling down that line of thought because I'm trying to hold out for hope." And a second image where Pixie says, "And just not trying to scare you, I'm 100% not going to do anything to myself no matter what he says during the holiday season because I don't want to traumatize my friends during a time that's supposed to be happy, and even if he responds negatively, it doesn't mean I'll auto-end myself. I'm trying to contemplate all different courses of action, including going public, and then if I can't take the amount of humiliation, then ending myself, versus my plan before of scheduling a note for afterwards. I'm also still looking into lawyers, but I just want to see what he says before deciding to do any nuclear option." Destiny continues his statement by saying, "It no longer felt productive to engage in these conversations. As it is well documented at the start of this, I was completely willing to make things right with Pixie. At this point, I just tell people close to me that if Pixie wants to pursue legal action against me, she's always free to do so. But I don't feel comfortable talking to her or about her until at the very least my current legal actions have run their course. It has been..."
All right, guys. So sorry, this is a heavy topic. So I'm just gonna end it off here. Thank you to all the members. Sorry for the cutoff. I will be seeing you